Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well out there. This is part 2 of my Kaywoodie, I think I said restoration last time round. Series? Nah, it's not a series, is it? But it's part 2 anyway of my my attempt at trying to sort out this Kaywoodie pipe. I think I described it as a restoration last time around, which I think was probably a little bit of an ambitious thing to say. Probably don't have the skills to restore it, but I'm going to try and turn it into a smokeable object, shall we say, and do the best job that I can. I was quite pleased with the stem, but I think this is going to be a very different kettle of fish. It's really quite nasty in there, and eek. I think that's going to take a little bit of work personally. We shall see. Let's make a start. So we're going to be using one of these, a reamer, and never done this before. How difficult can it be? So just take that out of there, put the reamer in the bowl gently and twist. Okay, so I think I might need a blowtorch on this actually. Okie dokes. So in and twist. Well, quite a lot of gunk has come out of that, as you can see. But I have run into a slight problem, and the problem is around the rim of the bowl. Uh-oh. I'm not really too sure what's happened there. I have tried to even it out, but yeah, bit messy. So I'm going to I'm going nuclear. I'm going to take some of this sandpaper, which is a 320 grit. I'm just going to rub it around the inner edge of this bowl and try and even out the irregularities that are there. To be honest with you, I don't know if I've caused the problem or if the problem was already there. I really don't know. But see if we can sort it out. Need to get this a bit smaller, I think, so I'm just focusing on certain areas like there. Rightio guys, so I've kind of thrown away the book on this one. This is how this is looking, which as you can see is a lot better, but it's still certainly here, but it's a lot rounder than it was, and I've got rid of quite a bit of that charring around the top of the bowl. So actually I'm quite pleased with that. But I have gone a little bit, I don't really know the right word to use really. I've gone a little bit off of the manual, shall we say. I've got some 320 sandpaper, which I've been sanding around anyway, but I put that in there like that, stuck my finger in it, and I've done that. And certainly the ultimate ream, but it's also managed to even out the situation with the top of the bowl. So I'm going to carry on like that for a little bit, and come back to you when I'm done. This is all the sandpaper that I've used, and obviously we've got that and all this dirty, horrible stuff here. But that is the end result. That's better. Which is actually a lot rounder than it was. I'm not going to take it any further. I think I run the risk of actually going too far with it, but I'm quite happy with that. And as I did say at the beginning, this is not a full restoration, more a return to working order. So I'm going to clear this up and come back and we'll get cracking with a salt soak. So I have to say a couple of observations here with regards to this process. Briar is incredibly strong wood. I mean, I've had that like a pipe knife in there really scraping around inside. It hasn't really made a mark at all. So whilst I'm sure it has to be treated with care and respect, it's a pretty robust timber. So just be mindful of that. I think the reason that my bowl is slightly off here is perhaps due to someone smoking it at an angle, and it's kind of burnt away a little bit at the edge of the briar perhaps over the years. It's clearly been a really cherished pipe by someone, or certainly a very popular pipe that someone has owned, because it certainly had a lot of smokes put through it. So anyway, I'm going to give it the salt treatment now, and again, I've done a bit of research of this online, and kosher salt is a word that gets bandied around quite a bit, which is just pure sea salt from what I can gather anyway. I can't find anything branded kosher here in the UK, but I have found this Malden sea salt, which is quite popular and is by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen, so must be good. Let's put some of the Queen's salt in this pipe and get it sorted out. So this ideally, or the idea of this rather, is to get all the tar that's stained the wood and soaked into the briar over the years. The idea of this, of course, is to draw it out, and something I've forgotten to do actually. So bear with me, I'll be right back, guys. Right, what I forgot to do was plug the shank, and nice. Anyway, I've seen, it was Tea and Tobacco, the guy's name's Eric. I've seen him use a plastic bag, cut up, and he wrapped it around the earbud, as so, and then he rams that in the shank. So when he pours the vodka into the pipe, the pipe retains it. I've left a little bit off the top on that as well, because it stands to reason if you fill it right to the very top, you could spill a bit over the edge of the briar and damage it. Okay, I'm using a blunt syringe here, or a syringe without a needle on it. Just dripping that in. And I have a few of these needles left over, because I have also dabbled in vaping, with vaping, And these sort of things, syringes, etc., are what you use to mix up the e-liquids if you want to make your own e-liquid, which is something that I used to do. Vaping's alright, but it's not. It's just not the same. Right, I've put a bit of vodka on the side of the bowl there, which I would imagine is probably not a good idea. I should just wipe that off now. So I think we're at a point now where that is quite saturated. So I'm just going to put a little bit of salt on top. A little bit more. So then we have that. That is. Actually, let's get the camera and bring it in a little bit closer. So there you have it. One tobacco pipe full of salt and vodka. These little plastic stands, if you use them as I have here, work really well for this actually. They're only a couple of quid on eBay. So 24 hours, a soak rather, for 24 hours, and we'll come back after that and see how it's turned out. Okay, so here we are 24 hours later, and I think probably because I'd reamed so much out of that, that hasn't really produced the a horrible, disgusting sort of dark brown muck I've seen when other people have done it, but you know, I have really quite seriously reamed this pipe out, so I suppose there wasn't quite so much to actually remove. So I'm going to dig this out. Do you know, I don't know if that's a nice smell or not, it's bizarre. It's one of those smells that kind of takes you back a little bit, perhaps. I'm not sure where to. Maybe maybe those days when you're younger and you've just discovered cigarette smoking and you think that it's really cool to smoke and drink, and that sort of time in your life, perhaps. I don't know what I'm talking about here, guys. Let's just scrape this crap out. Okay, so I'm just going to get a bit of kitchen roll on that and wipe it around and wipe the briar as well, because there's a bit of a spillage situation. Why does that always happen? So, I'm just going to carry on just digging out these bits of salt and that for the next few minutes. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I've got all the salt out of there and given it a good wipe around, and it looks pretty decent actually. I've got some black reappearing around the top of the rim, and I'm not really too sure what to do about that. Looks like I might have to hit it with a sandpaper again. Anyway, I'm going to get on and clear out the shank. So let's get this out. So I'm going to start here by using some vodka. Cheap vodka. Cheap vodka is not very nice. I certainly didn't enjoy it. Right, This is going to be grim. Okay, so I think you can probably see where this one's going. I'll see you in about 3 hours.